So many years ago, I made a little second channel video about this really common right-wing narrative that is very much spread by the mainstream right in Latin America. And there I talked about how the right wing in Latin America loves this idea that there are like Islamist terrorist organizations infiltrating the government and everything all over Latin America. And the reason why this comes about is basically because the United States wants them to do it. You know, the United States wants to pretend that the same things that, you know, the same boogeyman that they have are somehow relevant to Latin America when they aren't. You know, there's barely any Muslims in Latin America. Latin America is not exactly a very interesting place for you to be if you're a supposed Islamist terrorist. There's not really much for you to do here. You know, it's not exactly a place that is launching attacks on your countries or anything. You got bigger fish to fry. It's very much like a delusion of self-importance. You know, people like right-wingers in Latin America very much worship the West, and they want to feel included. They want to feel like they're on the team. The way that they do that is by spreading this narrative of like, oh my God, secret Hamas-Hezbollah cell in Latin America. So this results in things like right-wing governments, for example, doing what happened in Argentina in early 2024, where a bunch of like random guys with Arabic surnames were arrested for supposedly organizing a terrorist cell in Argentina. And there was like a massive media frenzy about it. It was all over the news about how this ISIS cell was found in Argentina. They were definitely planning an attack. It was definitely coming. And then like 2 weeks later, these people were all just quietly released, and the government never talked about it again because it was obviously made up. They obviously just did it, you know, because it's their pet conspiracy theory. They want to feel like they're on the team with the Americans and their Islamophobia. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because there was a video of Nobel Prize winner, the current opposition leader of Venezuela of the moment, you know, who knows how long it's going to be her, Corina Machado, speaking in English about precisely this. You know, you got to toss in the generic American boogeymen, pretend that they are a big thing in Latin America to try and get the Yanks on board, as if the oil wasn't already enough.
Networks that smuggle arms and even human trafficking and child prostitution. This is
like just throwing out all the bad stuff ever.
Horrible what we're living. Russian agents, Iranian agents, freely operating.
You got the Russians, you got the Iranians. Oh my fucking God. Holy shit. This reminds me of that skit from The Simpsons with the commie Nazis. Just throwing in all the hits. Just tossing out everything she can think of. Like all the bad words, all the bad terms, all the bad enemy, you know, the big bads. It is this.
Make pain to base. Under attack by commie Nazis.
We're under attack by commie Nazis, by Hamas, by Hezbollah, by Iran, by Russia, their human trafficking, their drug trafficking, their arms trafficking. They're inviting alien emissaries who want to eat humanity and sell children into cannibalism for the purpose of alien gourmands. It's terrible. It's terrible, man. They're eating the cats.
Venezuela, Hezbollah and Hamas being located in our country.
Look at this woman's face. Imagine you're someone who like got into journalism because you know your parents were famous, your connections. They never get there because they have any merit, of course. And now you have to sit here and pretend this isn't ridiculous because this is your life now. This is your job. Embarrassing.
And as any criminal structure works, the moment you start, you know, weakening them and they falling apart is when you cut the sources of and the inflows of their criminal activities. And we have asked for years, the international community, to cut these sources that come from drug trafficking and other criminal activities.
I mean, what she's doing here is basically just trying to like advocate for even more sanctions on Venezuela. Because, you know, when you're like the genuine leader of your people, what you want is for everyone there to suffer even more by sanctioning them to make sure that they can't fucking buy anything and none of their money is worth anything and they all starve to death.
Finally, this is happening.
So you think those killings are justified then? That's what I really want to understand.
The question here was about the Trump airstrikes on like random Venezuelan fishermen. And this is her justification for it. They are Hamas, Hezbollah, Russia, Iran, human trafficking, arms trafficking, drug trafficking, criminal. That was her justification.
Or are they, as the UN would say, extrajudicial killings?
This is about saving lives. And Maduro is absolutely conscious, and he has been warned what not to do. These deaths are the responsibility of Nicolas Maduro. He knows, and the rest of the drug cartels that is in power in Venezuela.
It's not just Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, Russia. It's also the drug cartels. Remember that.
That should stop these activities in order to...
This is the sort of thing that should get you committed to a fucking nursing home. Lady, you're not coherent. This doesn't make any sense. You have dementia. You need to be put into a home and attended to by people who are trained to just ignore whatever the fuck you're saying.
Prevent more deaths, not only of the Venezuelan people, but also from people all around the country. And look, this is very important. We don't want war. It was Maduro who started this war.
I guess he started the war by like letting fishermen go fishing off the coast of their own country. And also Hezbollah, Russia, Iran, Hamas. Don't forget that. Like, she literally talks like someone who's like about to have a stroke. It's insane. And it's treated in the American media like it's normal and sensical, actually. Jesus fuck. But yeah, I just wanted to cover that because it is so ridiculous and funny and gives me a chance to talk about the, it's usually Hezbollah, but now I guess it's Hamas conspiracy theory in Latin America. They especially like to talk about this in regards to like the triple border with Argentina, Paraguay, and Brazil, which is basically just like, it's like duty-free zone, right? You go there if you want to buy TVs and stuff without tax, and they try to make it out like this is a center of like Hezbollah operations in Latin America, as if Hezbollah cares about Latin America enough to like have operations there. And the next level of this is someone like this, who is such a fucking moron that she sounds like a dementia patient. Oh, Russia, Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas. But we were talking about the fishermen who they're killing. Do you think it's good to kill the fishermen? Russia, Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas. Welcome to the Latin American right wing. Yeah, whatever happened to Juan Guaido? I mean, he probably talked about Hezbollah. Let me look into that. I'm sure he did. There's no fucking way Juan Guaido did not bring up Hezbollah. Yep. Of course he did. This is from 2021. Juan Guaido denounces the nexus of Nicolas Maduro with narco-terrorist groups like Hezbollah and FARC. And they called him the interim president of Venezuela. And he said, oh my God, it's literally the same. All of this national, transnational corporation of organized crime. And he additionally alerted about the extensive relations of Maduro with Iran, Russia, Cuba, and China. He said the thing. Oh, God. This shit is full of bottomites. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ.